Hello everyone and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you guys are doing very well. If you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. So let's get straight to the meat tonight. So basically what happened, CPI came softer than expected. Although this is the funny part. They removed coffee from the prices. Say, this is what I've been mentioning before. If they need to showcase lower inflation numbers, and in order to do that, they need to change the formulas of calculation. They need to make adjustments because, for example, your rent went up, right? Yeah, but the quality of your house dramatically improved for some reason. If they need to say that 3% inflation is actually better than 2% inflation because they just reran new models, accommodating AI, whatever the case may be, they will do it. And now the market has finally seen it that the rate cuts are coming. Doesn't matter, the reasoning behind it, whatever the case may be, they will do whatever they can to make the economy look better in order to see if Joe Biden gets reelected. That's it. Now, what did I say? If those numbers come better than expected, then the risk assets will go up and will do very well. If it comes worse than expected, then maybe you have a sell-off. But of course, it came better than expected, and you have a massive rally. You had all-time highs in stocks in the US, and of course, crypto rallied the most, with Bitcoin going as high that I've seen as 67,000. And I've had the questions: is this now mean? Does that mean that your expectation of 47 to 52k is no longer applicable? And the answer is it may well be the case that we bottomed at $56,400 or something. Now, does that mean that this cycle would be then slightly different? Yes. Not in terms of timing, but more on the price. So, for example, Bitcoin used to crash 85% from top to bottom. This cycle, it crashed 77%. I think next cycle, it will probably crash somewhere between 50 and 60%, but less than that. Now, does that mean that the halving sell-offs, instead of going to 52k, which was the high end of my target, stops at 56? Probably. That's a scenario that can happen. You see, to me, it doesn't make much difference because I positioned myself during the bear market, 2022, 2023. That's when I've set up the majority of my positions. But here is what I invite you to do. When Bitcoin was approaching 74,000, 73,000, what were the other channels telling you? Bitcoin 100k, Bitcoin 150k imminent, Bitcoin will go to 300k by the end of the year, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. I said, no, sell off to 47 to 52k. I was wrong. Or at the moment, it seems that I was wrong. It stopped at 56k. But compare my call. So my call is wrong by less than 10%. Their call is wrong by the opposite. So to me, understanding when there's going to be periods of selling off and periods that open the door for accumulation, to me, that matters more than, it went exactly to the dollar of the prediction that I made. See what I mean? So to me, it's more relevant that Ethereum keeps underperforming Bitcoin, which is still, leaving the door open to accumulate certain altcoins, which I consider leverage on Ethereum right now, which, to be honest, we shouldn't. Those should be much higher price than they are now. But they are subdued the same way that Ethereum is subdued against Bitcoin. Of course, if Ethereum gets the spot ETF probably by August, and most people, like Michael Saylor said, oh, Ethereum will never get a spot ETF. Have you noticed that the spot ETF used to include staked Ethereum and now it doesn't? Don't you see that those discussions are being had with the SEC? Don't you get it? Why would they entertain discussions? Why would they make suggestions to changing the ETF structure if they plan on not approving it in either case. You see, if they don't approve it, they end up in court and they lose again. Because if they lost the XRP being a security, which is the most security coin we have out there, and they still lost it, they're going to lose again against Ethereum, and they want to avoid that level of embarrassment. So they will just remove staked Ethereum. Why? Staked Ethereum is not a security. There's no company giving you more Ethereum. It's you interacting with the code. However, for the layman, for the person who's actually not going to make any effort looking into this, it sounds a lot like a security. So that's why they do it. So what I mean by this is the following. I said Bitcoin is going to go to $240,000 to $276,000, somewhere within that range. When we approach those levels, I will have a better view of which number will be the final. 240, closer to 240, or close to 276. You see, so to me, are we there yet? No, we haven't even cracked 100. Are we in 2025? No. So what has changed? Nothing. What I knew is the halving tends to be a great place to accumulate, and it was again. But you see, now you need to contrast that with what people like Ivan on Tech were saying. Oh, Bitcoin 90K in 2 weeks. Really? So who was closer to the truth? Me? At 47 to 52K, and we stopped at 56? Or a guy who's telling you 90K in 2 weeks? So make up your mind. You see, sometimes I get it right down to the nickel. Sometimes I don't. So for example, during the Bitcoin spot ETF, I predicted after it started trading a substantial sell-off, which we got. And then I said, okay, we should stop at 38K. I was wrong. We stopped at 37,995. But let's say we would have stopped at 41K. Would I be wrong? Yes. But is the direction of what I said correct? Or the people that said, oh no, when the spot ETFs comes out, it's going to immediately explode to 100K. So who is wronger, or who is closer to the truth? That's my point. Now, another thing that I said was to people falling in love with GameStop and AMC again, to be very careful, because I've seen this game in 2021, and I saw a great probability for the game to be repeated. You see, AMC immediately took advantage of the rally to drop $250 million in new shares in the market. And people ask, why did they do that? I'll tell you why. Their latest quarter financial statements, they burned $240 million in cash flow from operations and cash flow from investing, meaning like maintaining theaters and so on. 240 million. So all this massive rally has led to the ability of AMC to issue another $250 million and survive another 3 months. That's it. The fundamentals of the company are absolutely terrible, which means that as more time goes by, the likelihood of bankruptcy increases again, the more fire the stock loses and the more it comes down. You see, for the YouTubers, they don't care, because once again, they got in early, they started dumping on their heads, on their followers' heads, and now they will create content back and forth about how how AMC is being subdued by the hedge funds, and Biden is meeting people in secret, and the Federal Reserve is in cahoots with the hedge funds to stop AMC, and yada, yada, yada. Now, am I saying that AMC cannot go up? Am I saying that GameStop cannot go up? Of course they can go up. Of course you can have another move like this. Of course AMC can go from, what is it now, less than $5 to $40. Is it impossible? No, it is not. I've said this many times before, but understand the game you're playing. You're buying a garbage, dying company, which is pumped by a select few number of individuals that use the excitement to dump on their followers' heads, make a lot of money. A few people make a lot of money. Now the smarter retail, they recognize this, so they copy the YouTubers, and then they get out early. But the idea behind it is to convince you to hold the bags to be what is called exit liquidity. And then they will farm you for ad revenue. So this is the game you're playing. Now, but if you think that AMC is going to take out the US economy and the Chinese economy and all of Wall Street will collapse at the feet of AMC, I mean, sure. Why not? Anything is possible, right? In theory. So, sure. If you believe it, believe it. I cannot tell you what to do. I cannot tell you to buy, to sell stocks, to not. I can tell you what happened before. I told you, even 2 days ago, at the height of the AMC GameStop movement, everyone was again extremely pumped. Everybody was super happy. Everybody was super crazy. I came here soberly, honestly, and told you my opinion. It would be much easier for me to come here and farm my new audience for that kind of content. I just had to come here and say AMC $500,000 confirmed. The hedge funds are meeting with Peter Pan in secret, and they've decided to take that magic pixie dust to fly and never come back down to earth. So that's it. Or something like I've been abducted by aliens, and they told me that they're all holding AMC, and putting all their alien money in AMC. I mean, I could have come here and say stuff like this, and probably I'll get like 5,000 likes. No, I will always be honest. This is my opinion. Can you make a lot of money? Yes. Should you buy or sell? Up to you. I'm not ever gonna tell you that. What I said is, understand the game you're playing. It's not a new game. It's the same game, although with less oomph behind it, because people have less money now than they had in 2021. Recognize who wins, recognize who loses, and make your decision. That's it. Probably there are a lot of people who are invested in AMC. They have no idea that all this share dilution that just happened for $250 million, congratulations, it just bought 3 months time to AMC. This is how bad the company is. You just got 3 months of a massive dilution. It is what it is. Now, if you want BS, look, there are a lot of channels out there. New York Angelo, still doing the same videos. This is great, this is bad, this is great, this is bad. The SEC is on our side, the SEC is on the hedge fund side. AMC to 20,000, AMC to bankruptcy, and we go just like this, poof, 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 like a little ping pong ball. And it makes, he has millions of views, makes a lot of money on YouTube, doing the same videos for 3 years. So apparently there are people who love it. Have fun, enjoy yourselves there, understand the game, and hopefully you make better decisions. And with that, guys, I'll let you be, and I'll catch you in the next one.